what I think as well is that what he's doing is he's playing the long game. He's doing a Hamza Soitis here. Like basically when everybody was saying scientific miracles, people were all happy, and people were converting. Zakir Naik was convincing large numbers of people with this narrative. And then all of a sudden, almost, unnoticeably, there was pushback. And the people that were at the front of the game, the people on the front lines, people like Hamza Soitis noticed that something was happening, and people with atheists and Christians too, mainly atheists, were refuting Hamza Soitis. Like he wrote a book about embryology in the Quran, and it was completely debunked. There was a response book written by two atheists called Embryology in the Quran, Much Ado About Nothing. I read this book when I was doubting Islam. I read this book when I was in the doubting stages, and it completely ripped apart Hamza Soitis's book on embryology. And so what happened is Hamza, he took the noble path, and he admitted it, and he's like, okay, I'm taking back my book. He actually pulled back his book and admitted that his arguments were not strong. So, but why would Hamza Soitis do this? Why would Hamza Soitis admit? And he even went and he made a big video. There's no scientific miracles in the Quran, because Hamza is realizing that this is doing more damage than good now. Muslims are spreading a claim that is being debunked like crazy. And what's happening is it's actually causing people to doubt Islam. So Hamza is like, okay, we need to come up with a new approach now. We need, as Dawah guys, we need to fix this problem fast. And what are we going to do? We're going to take it on its head. We're going to say, forget the scientific miracles. We're going to find something else. I think this is what Yasir Qadhi is doing. He's, like he said, I don't know if it's in this clip or not, but he said that there's been emails and like academics on Twitter, and he's in academia. He's at Yale, right? For God's sake, the guy talks to actual professors all the time. He's not one of these like Muhammad Hijab style characters that doesn't engage with academia, who doesn't know what's going on outside of the masjid, basically, right? The masjid and the street. He knows what's going on in places of higher learning. And in places of higher learning, that's where it starts. And then it gets, distributed among the masses as well eventually, right? So he's basically, I think, calling it out now because he doesn't want to get to the point where people start poking holes in this. Like, it's kind of like if you know something is wrong in your house, you're going to deal with it before someone else deals with it. You're going to fix the problem. Like if your son is stealing or something like that, you don't want the police to come and, get involved. And so you talk to your son and you deal with, so he's basically, in a way, he's airing out the dirty laundry, but he's like, I'm taking ownership. We know this is the issue and I'm going to be honest about it. And that way it looks like he's coming from a place of strength. Now, the people that are very dogmatic, they're like running around with their heads cut off. Like, this guy's a fitna. This guy's causing problems for Islam. But I personally think he's not like a closet ex-Muslim or something like that. I think he's playing the game. But the thing is, why do you think he's doing this? Why is he telling everybody this?
I've noticed this one trend in him, and the more time has progressed, this has come up more and more, that Yasir Qadhi keeps saying that if he says something, he doesn't sugarcoat it, and he says that I care for the truth and I make sure it's factual. And one of the reasons why I feel that he didn't want to go deeper into this topic on that live stream with hijab was because he couldn't help himself from holding this information back. I've honestly noticed that, and he doesn't shy away from criticizing. Like, even if you read watch some of his seerah things, like he straight up bluntly says that many things in Muhammad and his life, from a secular perspective, are absurd and don't make him look good. Right. So I feel that he's an academic at heart. And one of the points he raised in most of his live stream was that the Dawah space is being dominated by these characters who are thriving off of this refutation and takfir and this culture. And these are frankly the Madkhali style. And I agree with him too with that as well. The other thing I wanted to point out was about Muslim scholars is Muslim scholars have known about these holes and the problems with this narrative for 14 centuries, and we are not making this up. This is literally found in your books. I can name a few books off the top of my head, like Suyuti's Itqan fi Ulum al-Quran, Al-Fahrist, then we'll talk about that. Kitab al-Masahif, they all encompass a lot of variants. Oh, well, we'll keep going, but Muslim scholars know about this. They purposefully keep this underground because it completely rips apart the miraculous claim that the Quran is preserved, and just it muddles out its allure.
Yeah, and he started off by saying Ubay ibn Ka'b. So he actually went all the way back to the companions that had problems.